So many others have failed recently against Celtic and get some sort of result against the champions. "12 SPL wins on the trot for Celtic, who get us going at Easter Road." And here's Andreas Hinkel, who is starting to look like the player we thought he might be. And an early touch for Boretz, who unsurprisingly is not getting much of a welcome here. He does have a bit of history with Hibs fans, well, come to think of it, probably with most fans.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's going to be in that midfield area. There's a real battle in there today. Hibs have gone really with two centre-halves in there, Tico and Bamba. I think that's going to be an area. There's going to be some tackles. A lot of it is going to be won or lost in that department.
Gary Caldwell, Scott McDonald, here's Wilson. Makalambe will collect. The giant Belgian keeper who came from Chelsea. Tico. Alan O'Brien started the first 3 games of the season. His first start since today. Colin Nish is offside. Gordon Strachan and Edinburgh boy, and he grew up supporting Hibs. Hinkel. Hinkel gets the throw and finds Paul Hartley. Not only jeered because he had an unsuccessful time here as a Hibs player, but also because he had a very successful time as a Hearts player. So many for the Hibs fans to boo today. It's spoiled for choice. Rankin has got away from Wilson. Here's Fletcher. Hibs are usually up and at them when they play against the Old Firm here, and they've got a handy free kick.
Yeah, free kick in a good area. Nish takes the ball in well. Fletcher dropped off and looks hungry for it, the young striker. And Lovens with the touch on Nish. Just gives the home side a chance to get a ball in the box quite early. Take the game to Celtic.
Early concern for Boretz. Rankin leaves it. Fletcher whips it in, cleared by Lovens. Tico! Kicked up in front of Boretz, but a fairly routine stop for the Polish keeper.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of balls in, but Tico was ready for it, took responsibility, and it just bounced a little bit there before getting into Borich's arms, but a good start there for Hibs.
Maloney, and he's been caught by Rob Jones, who's going to be summoned to Craig Thompson for an early warning.
Well, one thing's for sure, he will not want booked early. He escapes that one.
Maloney himself will take this free kick. Manis, Caldwell, Lovens. Some big boys to aim for. Maloney in, and Makalambe unable to keep hold of it. It didn't really matter, but he would have preferred a safer catch.
That's right. At times he does tend to just parry it and hope for the best with the second touch. That's an area that Mixupat Leinen has still been looking at. The goalkeeper.
Chris Hogg won that, but here is Maloney up against Van Zanten. Bamba steps in, goal kick. So Maloney back for a second spell at Celtic after not quite hacking it at Aston Villa.
Certainly if he gets one on one against Van Santen, or as he did earlier on, isolate the likes of Jones out there, it's a real threat down the left-hand side.
This may be a tricky venue to come to, but Celtic have only lost 2 of their last 15 visits here. Scott Brown, former favourite of the Hibs fans. Lovens for Wilson. Harry Robson started in that left-back role last week. He's got a thigh problem, so not involved today.
Well, this is the area I think that Hibs have to worry about, centrally in midfield. As I mentioned earlier, 2 centre-halves in there. Not much creativity.
Maloney decides to have a go. Collected by Makalambe.
Yeah, just following on from that, Hibs have actually got 5 central defenders in their side. Left back Ian Murray, the 2 central defenders they're playing with, and then the midfield players. And it just means they can't actually keep the ball at times in midfield when they get on it. Likes of Bamba, too easy to give up possession. Celtic, so far, it's only been 6 minutes, but just getting to grips with things in there.
Caldwell, cut out by Murray. Nish, who came on and scored at Falkirk last week, and preferred to Derek Riordan in the starting lineup today. Fletcher. And O'Brien close to the box, gathered by Boritz.
That's going to be the ball for Hibs, that out ball to O'Brien. And that should be the first port of call for the Hibs midfield. Get their heads up, try and play the ball into that left channel, and see if Hinkle can match the pace of O'Brien.
Fletcher. There's movement from Rankin and O'Brien. Hinkle saw that coming. Ian Murray had a minor nibble at Lovens. Rob Jones with a firm header. Celtic have only lost once on their SPL travels in the whole of 2008, and that was at Ibrox back in March. Hibs struggling to win at home this season, and they need to put that right soon. Caldwell, one of 3 former Hibs players in the Celtic midfield today. Hinkle, inside of O'Brien. Sheridan darted across. Plenty on that from Makalambe.
Once again, it's just giving possession away to Celtic, allowing them to take the initiative. It's not like Hibs. Generally speaking, they like to keep possession as much as possible, especially at home.
Maloney is going to get a free kick. It was Rankin who made the initial challenge, and Craig Thompson was waiting to see whether Maloney progressed significantly. He did not, so it's been pulled back. Bamba in quickly on Maloney. Caldwell. Bamba shadowing Maloney again. Fletcher. On O'Brien. Ian Murray is making up some ground outside of him. O'Brien taking on Hinkle. O'Brien's centre was met by Rankin. Some surge from Wilson. Brown. Chris Hogg slams that away. And Stephen McManus has to cut across. Hartley wasn't about to give Fletcher any peace. Brown. Hartley for Wilson. Caldwell nearby.
Forward.
Hinkle. Brown. Ian Murray's challenge on Scott Brown. The Hibs fans enjoyed it. Wilson up towards Sheridan, but it's Tico who intervenes. And Sheridan is clobbered by Bamba. And Bamba's not happy. But it is a free kick for Killian Sheridan.
Well, you can see it's a little bit overzealous there from Bamba, to say the least. He led with his left arm and took out Sheridan. But that is when it's going to work for Hibs, when Tico and Bamba get stuck in that midfield area. Not so good going forward for them, but certainly from a defensive point of view, they have to get up close and personal to the Celtic midfield and strikers, and that's when it can work. But right now they've got to deal with this.
Hartley and Maloney conferring. Not much doubt about the taker really though. Paul Hartley wants the ball back a bit. He's refusing to budge. It's going to be Sean Maloney then looking to add to his free kick collection. Nothing doing. Hinkle though for Brown. And Sheridan. And Maloney. Van Zanten closed him down. Maloney hung in there grimly. Neat footwork as usual. McDonald. And Chris Hogg makes the challenge.
Well, I can't believe the free kick, because the wall certainly was nowhere near the required distance back.
Wilson floating that in, but it's going to clear Sheridan's head.
The referee allowed it to go on, but there's absolutely no chance. It couldn't have been more than 6 yards away from the ball when the free kick was taken. It was quite obvious it was going to go into the wall at some stage there. It was lined up, you can see there. There's no way that's any more than 5-6 yards away from the ball.
Hibs with just one win in their last 8 games in the SPL. That was a convincing victory at Motherwell. They're currently 9 points off Dundee United and Hearts, who are jostling for third place at the moment. Fletcher chasing this, but McManus will get there first and plays it safe.
It's a great ball that though, right over the top, making McManus turn back towards his own goal and stretching Celtic a little bit.
Van Zanten's throw, Fletcher. Not the worst of centres, but no takers.
Oh, it's O'Brien's fault, isn't it? Left-sided midfield player's got to tuck in there. Nothing wrong with the ball. And so far, Fletcher started this game very well. He's going hungry, going looking for the ball. And that's just begging for the left-sided midfield player to get on the end of that and put Hinkle under some sort of pressure.
Looked like he trod on some glue there, Alan O'Brien. Scott Brown chasing his own header. Ian Murray won't let him in though. Lovens for Hartley. Caldwell. O'Brien. Nish. There's Fed O'Brien. Fletcher in the middle. O'Brien has got to contend with Lovens first, and he's fouled him.
How's that? As far as pace is concerned for a centre-half, Lovens, not just pace as well, but strength. At times you just see O'Brien hesitate to actually just be direct, and that's why he's in the team. O'Brien, get on the ball, just take a touch and then get the ball in front of you, get out, get the pace going, and then whip some decent delivery into the box.
Hartley. Brown. Another awkward kick from Makalambe. Lovens, as well as his defensive duties, has scored a few goals this season, including one against Hibs. It's a handball from Wilson. Not that he thought so.
What was interesting, Makalambe there, bad kick out, slight hesitancy earlier on with a catch, and he was saying to me during the week that he feels that he's taken on the mantle from other goalkeepers that have got a bit of stick for Hibs, and he feels he has had that unjustly. Well, today is a chance for the Hibs goalkeeper to show what he can do.
Rankin. Brown. Full action. Every minute of every game. Hartley. Maloney. It's powered away by Hogg.
Well, Celtic well in front as far as possession is concerned. I'm not surprised with that, the way that Mixu Patline has set up his midfield.
It's Hartley and it's perfect to smash it! And Rob Jones got a touch on the way through. Was it going wide anyway? We'll see.
I think it might have been in, yeah, you're right. I think it just squirms away from Hartley here, yeah. Not by much though. Certainly Jones didn't know that.
Celtic looking for an earliest breakthrough. Maloney's corner though comfortably cleared by Colin Nish. Mark Wilson recently extended his contract until 2012. Celtic throw again. Maloney. To turn away from Rankin. Hartley. Hinkle. Brown. Hinkle for Brown. It's an early cross. And Rankin decides to pop it behind.
Well, Brown has started this game so well. Really up for it. Down the right-hand side with Hinkle. It's a great contest between Brown and Ian Murray, both real competitors.
Another corner then for Sean Maloney. Fisted away by Makalambe. Retrieved by Wilson. Back it comes, and the keeper should have that as well.
Well, that's good goalkeeping. He had to take that one, the one before it was a good punch.
It's a rather casual kick from Makalambe, who looked like he took a sore one as he fell.
I think he's still struggling from that fall, from the ball he took a minute ago.
Wilson had already started going, and Gary Caldwell gives Hibs a throw as a result. Hogg. And Zanton. And again. Got it back from Bamba. Rankin. McDonald. Easily dispossessed by Bamba. That's a terrible return, that. Scott McDonald pouncing on the error from Van Zanten. Kalambe staying calm, just.
Well, that's one thing that Hibs cannot afford to do, is give away possession like that. Van Zanten, guilty.
Hinkle was hungry there, and now Scott Brown. And Van Zanten making amends really with that intervention. And a free kick will go the way of Maloney and against Van Zanten.
Well, Hibs can't keep the ball as it is. They can't afford to give it away so easily, and it's the one thing that really annoys a manager. So he's watching his team work so hard to gain possession back and then just give it away, and not just give it away, but in dangerous areas as well.
Mervens leaves it for Hartley. McDonald, Caldwell, Maloney, Sheridan. Murray's challenge, crucial for Hibs. O'Brien. Over towards Fletcher, who rose with McManus, and Wilson able to tidy up.
You can see the way the Hibs are playing, it's almost like counter-attack. Just sitting back and waiting to try and get Celtic on the break with O'Brien's pace and Fletcher and Nish's movement in the channels.
Caldwell for Hinkle. Hartley. Jones sticking close to Sheridan. Bamba. Fletcher. Being hounded by Lovens. And he cleverly got himself out of that hole. Nish. And McManus has bumped him.
Good play once again from Fletcher, away back in his own area. Managed to work his way out of it and got the ball into Nish. McManus. Foul there. Just takes a little bit of the pressure off Hibs, so we're getting a little bit deep there.
Murray's free kick. Nish's header. Rankin and Nish. And it's Rankin whose effort is blocked. Maloney. Did well. Greg Thompson letting Celtic get on with it. Hinkle. And this kick from Jones. But Tico was on hand, fortunately for him. Hinkle presenting it to Tico. Rankin. He was in the Inverness Tally Thistle team that beat Celtic 3-2 last season up in the Highlands. Scored a penalty in that game. Fletcher's return to O'Brien, heavy.
Well, Rankin in an effort to get into the game, tucked right in there. Obviously naturally left-footed, but playing on the right-hand side for Hibs today. Doesn't really suit him, I don't think.
Dean Shields missing out with a foot problem that he's had for some time. He's been playing through it, but not today. Hinkle. Little shove by McDonald.
Yeah, it was well spotted by the referee. But the signs are ominous for the home side. 25 minutes into this game, Celtic pushing on now. Total control as far as possession is concerned, and I think he's just a bit upset that the Celtic striker gave away that daft foul, especially with Hinkle bombing down the right hand side and acres of room, able to send in a telling cross. But right now it just looks a matter of time before the away side take control of this.
Wilson taking his time in pursuing an option. Lovens, Hartley, Hinkle. Jones aware of McDonald's presence. Tico having to turn away from Brown. Hartley tips Fletcher to it. Manis now for Wilson. McDonald. Brown. Hartley. Snuffed out by O'Brien. Tico. Rankin. Colin Nish. This could be intriguing for Hibs. Fletcher making himself available edge of the area, but Nish held up by Wilson.
Well, as I said, that is their game plan. Suck Celtic in and then try and get the ball over the top. And then both Nish and Fletcher. And of course O'Brien down the left to mix the back line and has got willing runners. But that game plan means not conceding a goal.
Maloney's clearance diverted straight to Boritz. Rankin. Tidy. And Fletcher will fancy a bit of this. Boritz has come a long way. Too long, surely. But Stephen Fletcher can't find the target, and that is a huge let-off for Celtic and the back man.
It certainly is. Rankin this time doing superbly well. Look at that ball over the top, and it was just there that Fletcher had his chance to lob Boritz. He didn't take it. It didn't bounce so kindly for him there, but then when he does take it past, it's just about composure, making sure he hits the target and makes the part line, and cannot believe it because chances don't come any better than that. It was well worked, and Boritz made a real mess of it, and Hibs couldn't take advantage.
And you really ought to take opportunities like that when they come along against Celtic. Rather relieved. He's had a funny old season.
It's also got to be a worry for Gordon Strachan that they have been caught 2 or 3 times now with that long ball over the top when they've got sucked in a bit. Just a lack of concentration at times.
Next from the SPL, it's a cracker at Tannadice, Dundee United Rangers, next Saturday from 11:30. And that's looking pretty good too as well. From White Hart Lane in the Barclays Premier League, it's Spurs against Manchester United from 4 next Saturday. Nish. Bamber for Tico. O'Brien survived McDonald's attention. His cross was met by McManus.
Well, it's a much better spell now for Hibs. Can he make it pay?
Foul throw from Ian Murray. Bit of a waste.
Well, it has been a better spell, but of course Celtic, as we know, have had the majority of possession, but they haven't made that work for them. Makalambe hasn't had a save to make, really. It's got to be a concern. You have to make your possession work for you. So far, there's no cutting edge for Celtic.
Hogg. Straight to Wilson. Maris aimed towards Sheridan. Sent into touch by Hogg. The throw in is left to Wilson, predictably. Scott McDonald. Hinkle. Hinkle's cross. Disappointing.
Yeah, it is, because he's had lots of room to move down that right-hand side in recent weeks. His delivery has been better as Gordon Strachan makes a few notes.
It's not a job application, is it?
Ah, now. So far so good for the home side. Certainly have just said to Celtic, come and break us down, with those two central midfielders that are very defensive minded and are trying to catch Celtic on the break, and they haven't conceded a goal yet. So far so good, really.
Lovens all over Nish. Van Zanten will float this in. Boritz got to it, even though big Rob Jones was lurking. Van Zanten can deliver again. Lovens and Cornwall both had a swing at that. Bamber stopped it reaching Brown. O'Brien. Lovens dispatching that. Murray. Ian Murray allowed to move into the box. Fletcher returns it. Bamba. And Caldwell catching Bamba right in front of the referee.
Yeah, Bamba just got there first. Caldwell a little bit too late, and Brown made sure it was a free kick.
John Rankin looks like he fancies having a go. Boritz in the firing line. Long way out, but Rankin gives it a go all the same. And the wall does its job, and that's pretty miserable from Stephen Tico. Gordon Strachan has been linked with the Sunderland manager's job, but he wasn't too happy about it when asked of the possibility. Walked out of his press conference on Friday.
Yeah, prefers to concentrate on the job in hand.
Murray, O'Brien. Scott Brown. Bit of room to roam. McDonald for Caldwell. Now Wilson, who has Maloney ahead of him, of course. Back to Caldwell. Hinkle. Cleared by Hogg. And Fletcher's going to jump in front of Caldwell. Not effectively so, though. Fletcher, acrobatic clearance, but well, Hinkle was caught by Nish, but advantage played. Wilson, Maloney. Wilson, McDonald. That was a close call. Too close for comfort for Hibs, really. Hinkle. Caldwell. Hibs penned back. Rankin sliding in on Maloney. Everyone behind the ball for Hibs. Caldwell. McDonald. Maloney's cross. Murray's header is going to come to Hinkle. It's another cross from him. Straight into the grateful gloves of Makalambe. Nish and Fletcher linking up. Rankin overhit and in the wrong direction anyway.
Scott McDonald had a wee chance there. A lot of possession again for Celtic. And you can see that when the ball comes in, McDonald it gets to the front post. I just think there that Sheridan should gamble a little bit more and get himself in behind the striker.
Maloney. It's a typical run from Sean Maloney, and Rob Jones with a vital block.
That's a great run. Very good defensive work from Jones. Look at the pace when he's coming at you. Great tackle.
Corner.
Well, an important part of the first half now for Hibs. We do not want to go in 1-0 down. We've worked very, very hard to keep it tight and not concede anything to Celtic, but we know how dangerous they can be from set pieces.
Celtic sensing a goal. Maloney it is, sends it in, and it's dropped kindly for McDonald. Van Zanten able to clear it.
What a mess the striker made of that one. Could have taken it first time, Scott McDonald, but decided to try and take a touch, and it was a poor touch. Bit of frustration there.
Hogg. Rankin kept it in. And Manis soon sent it out. Celtic have only conceded 4 goals in the first half of matches this season. Hibs will seek to test that record. O'Brien has let that one go rather miserably.
There's been too many stray passes from the home side in this first half. I think that's one thing that Mixie Platline and will talk to them about at half-time. You have to be more secure in possession, because you don't have it enough to just give it away.
And Nish, nearly. And Borat's giving Lovens near full, mind you. Can hardly talk. Maloney busy. Caldwell. Maloney. He was trying to ping that towards Hinkle and got it horribly wrong. Tico. Ian Murray well advanced. And a corner has been secured. Hinkle had to get a touch on it.
Well, how well has the fullback done there? 60-yard run to get on the end of that, and there wasn't any certainty he was going to get there. He gave everything to do it and put Hinkle under pressure to concede the corner.
4 minutes to half-time. Key moment, perhaps. O'Brien sends it in towards Rob Jones. Fletcher. Rankin. O'Brien could send it back into the mix again. He does. And Boritz scrambles to save. Hinkle. Partly sold short. McManus. Caldwell. Donald shadowed by Bamba. This is Rankin. He's got away from McDonald. And now it was going to be a free kick. Rankin pulled, and this could be interesting.
Well, it's good play again from Rankin, coming in off that right-hand side. Definite free kick. He certainly come onto a game towards the end of this first half.
Stephen Fletcher might fancy having a go. In fact, there's no might about it. Although there are some big boys to aim for in the shape of Nish and Jones and Bamba. Fletcher straight through to Boritz.
I don't think that was a shot. I was looking for someone to get across Boritz there. If it was a shot, it was pretty weak.
Don't think it was a shot or a cross. Brown. McDonald. Wilson.
Well, I think Gordon Strachan will have been happy with the way that Celtic started this first period, but certainly not happy with the way that they've played out the last 20 minutes or so. Hibs have crept into it, looking more comfortable, and for all the possession that Celtic have had, they haven't really created any real chances, and that's got to be frustrating. And Hibs' game plan has worked.
Sheridan running to Jones. Here's Van Zanten, who signed for Celtic as a 17-year-old but never made the first team there and left for St Mirren. The last minute of the first half, plus whatever might be added on. Not too much, you would have thought. In fact, there's going to be no significant time. Lovens for Hinkle. Hartley. Hinkle. O'Brien's challenge. Hinkle. Lovens. ball for Celtic, but not much in the way of clear-cut chances. Stephen Fletcher had one though, the Hibs, after Artur Boruc made a mad dash outside of his area. Fletcher though unable to finish, and Celtic not having much in the way of big chances. So at the break, it's 0-0. Eager to restore their 7-point lead at the top, cut to 4 by Rangers' thumping of Hamilton yesterday. Hibs, if they do manage to win here, would move above Aberdeen in the table and be in a much better position to challenge the likes of Dundee United and Hearts for third place. It's Hibs who start the second half, and they had the best chance of the first half when Stephen Fletcher fired wide, but Celtic more than capable of quickly moving into the kill, as John Hartson said. Here's Caldwell. Hibs' home form not the best this season. This place should be more of a fortress for them. Hibs do have Derek Riordan in reserve, of course, and he'll be desperate to get a run out against his old club, and a strong bench for Celtic as well with Samaras and Nikidi. Hinkle. Sheridan floored by Bamba's challenge. That's a poor kick from Makilambe. Hibs have incidentally been linked in the Sunday papers with a move for the former Dundee United keeper Gregor Samatulski.
Yeah, that's right. So far so good today for Makilambe, even though his kicking hasn't been the best. He's not conceded yet, and that's the first aim.
Hinkle. Sheridan. Nish. Tico. Leuven's having a look, peering over his shoulder at Fletcher. Boruc certainly wasn't coming out that time. Bamba underneath that. Maloney. Hogg for Nish. Wilson. And he's ridden the challenge from Bamba. Kicked it in as well. Wilson for Maloney. Always going off target though.
That was a good break from Wilson. He feeds Maloney, and there's an awful lot of Hibs bodies between him and Makilambe.
Well, his 4 goals this season have all been opening goals in games, but not that time. Not yet anyway. Over 8 years have passed since Celtic failed to score against Hibs. Following Nish's offside.
You know, what Celtic tend to do is, if they don't score themselves in the first half, they don't often concede in the first half, and that keeps them in it, and that's one of the reasons why towards the end of matches still are in with a shout, and if they can get that goal, it usually ends up in 3 points.
Sheridan rises with Jones. Spot of juggling from Bamba. Wilson. McDonald. And offside against Nish, who's raging with the assistant referee, Brian McGarry.
It's that same ball again though, Ian. Trying to catch Celtic with the one long ball over the top.
Hinkle's throw. Bamba. O'Brien. Free kick given against Nish as he rose with Lovens. Rather bemused by it all.
That's 1 or 2. You can see again, he just leads with his right arm a little bit.
Hartley, Hinkle's available if he can pick him out. And Hinkle kept it in. Sheridan. Caldwell tried to foul Rankin then. And he has fouled him now. And it's going to be a yellow card for Gary Caldwell.
I actually don't think the second one was a free kick. I think the first one definitely was. But the referee allowed play to go, and then when Rankin turned inside, that one's a free kick, but Rankin keeps himself going. And when he eventually does tuck inside here, you can just see there Caldwell using his physique. And Rankin was never getting there with pace.
First booking of the game, the former Hibs captain, Gary Caldwell. Rankin. Well, Hinkle could have left that. There must have been no shout whatsoever from his teammates.
Well, that's exactly it. Lack of communication, and that gives Hibs the corner kick. The one that should have been so easy to allowed to go out. But gives Jones a chance to get up there.
O'Brien's corner. Bamba. Wilson first to it, although Murray made a game attempt to get there. Rankin returns it. Fletcher just veered away from him.
That was the right ball. Fletcher had just pulled off a little bit on Lovens. You can see the ball too far in front of him.
Tico. McDonald for Sheridan. Chris Hogg in his way. Rankin. And here's Hogg. Crossing the halfway line. Steady on. It's eventually gone out.
Well, because Hibs have got 5 centre-halves on the park, it's going to be one of them just desperate to go forward, isn't there?
Gordon Strachan not waiting long into the second half to call upon Georgios Samaras, who has scored 11 times this season, even though he was sidelined for some time. Van Zanten for Fletcher, Lovens for Hinkle. Samaras is going to replace Killian Sheridan. Caldwell. That's asking a bit too much of Scott McDonald for sure. Although he's not made it easy for Jones.
No, yet again, chasing it down, allowing Celtic to get up. It wasn't the best of balls, but he chased it anyway.
Murray's throw. Fletcher. Nish. Back for Fletcher. O'Brien's on the scene too. Can he keep Hibs' interest going? Mark Wilson covered. And Bamba tripped by Sheridan, who is about to be replaced. Scored against Hibs at Celtic Park in October in his first start for Celtic, the 19-year-old former Gaelic footballer. Samaras almost ready to join us, but Hibs have a free kick and Hogg will send it towards his partner in the back, Jones. Now Scott Brown, who was looking for Maloney, but Rankin decided to have a go for goal! And Boris is beaten! It turned into a sensational strike from John Rankin, which seemed to baffle and bamboozle Boris. And Hibs have the lead against Celtic.
Well, sometimes you've just got to have a go. And John Rankin picks up fully 50 yards out. It's a decent strike and it does move in the air. But what an absolute howler. It all starts Scott Brown, gives the ball away, and Rankin thinking nothing else other than, well, you never know. Look at the mess that Boris makes of that. Absolutely nowhere near it in the end. Doesn't get his body behind it. John Rankin doesn't care. Hibs 1-0 up. Would you believe it?
And Artur Boruc's error-strewn season continues. That's a major clanger on the ground where he's given the Hibs fans a bit of jip and got some back, it must be said, in the pass. So no wonder that the majority inside Easter Road today are milking that howler from Boruc.
Well, how many goalkeeping blunders have we seen at Easter Road over the last couple of seasons? And that is yet another. And he has been guilty in the past. And yet again today, an absolute howler.
Samaras has come on in the aftermath of that goal for Sheridan. John Rankin on the edge of the centre circle, managing to score, assisted by Boruc. Hinkle. And Samaras just on is in there, but Makalambe. Samaras looking to add to his 11 goals this season. Sheridan, the man, has gone off. And opposed to this for Celtic. They trail Hibs, although they do have a fair bit of time to put things right, and Artur Boruc will certainly be hoping that somebody can bail him out with an equaliser.
Absolutely. And now that Hibs do have that goal, they are set up well to defend it. They don't want to sit back too deep though. They certainly have the defensive capabilities in midfield to withstand some pressure from Celtic, who, as usual, going down a goal, have lifted the tempo a little bit.
More questions will be asked again about Artur Boruc, and there's already been plenty of questions asked about him this season.
Well, he's such a good goalkeeper, but it's all too often. Every month or two, big mistake.
Maloney. Celtic certainly have it in them to recover, and Gary Caldwell decides to have a go. Wasn't closed down, but it bounced off Hogg. Hinkle. Hartley. Spinning violently, that ball. Offside.
Well, just to let those watching at home know, there is a fair bit of wind going around this stadium, and the ball does move a bit there, it comes back inside, but it has to be said, Boruc is nowhere near it really. His body's not behind it, it's a lack of concentration, poor technique, and that's what you get, ball in the net.
Well, John Rankin knew he was gambling really from that range. An unlikely goal.
He's played well, Rankin, in an unfamiliar position on that right hand side. Certainly worked very hard for the team.
John Rankin's first goal at Easter Road for Hibs. He had scored 3 times away from here for them. And it's one to remember, although not for Boruc, not that he'll be allowed to forget it, you suspect.
And are we going to have yet another late show from Celtic? It may just have to be.
Caldwell. Bamba's clearance goes straight to Caldwell. Searching delivery towards Maloney. Kept it in. Gets a throw. Celtic looking for a quick response. And their fans are gathered behind the goal that they are attacking in the second half. Bamba screening his defence once again. Hibs fans are loving it. With Boritz, aren't they? Hinkle. Brown outside of him. Bamba with a terrific tackle. Boritz has made another rush out of his area. He's certainly entertaining us today, one way or another.
Yeah, and the whole fans shouting to, I think it was Bamba or Rankin again there, shoot. Well, the home fans enjoying that blunder, but certainly Gordon Strachan will not be. Puts them under real pressure now.
Gary Pendry and Neil Lennon either side of the manager. Still the best part of half an hour left though. And that's plenty of time for Celtic. Caldwell. Samaras. In straight away, McDonald! Nearly an equaliser.
It was a lovely move. Caldwell started with a lovely search and pass down that right-hand side. Samaras, one touch and then straight in. Great ball, but just a little bit too high, I think, for Scott McDonald. It's actually first time from Samaras. And maybe caught McDonald just a step or two too close to the ball. He couldn't get up and get the ball down, but good work from Samaras.
Celtic might soon call on Aidan McGeady, who has missed the last 7 games with a calf injury and then a touch of tendinitis. Samaras, Caldwell, Maloney. Caldwell, and that hit Van Zanten. McDonald. He's cleverly picked out Hinkle. Complete switch from Celtic. And it's opening up for Hinkle! Just wide.
Well, that's 2 chances in the last 2 minutes. This time it's Hinkle, lovely ball. This time from McDonald across the park. Hinkle does well, and this is not far away. Just a foot or so outside the right-hand post. Good play from the full-back.
Well, after a largely uneventful first half, this game has certainly come alive. John Rankin's strike from the edge of the centre circle. Swerving past after Boritz. Brown. Hartley. Handball, McDonald. Well, Hibs haven't kept a clean sheet at home this season. If they manage it today, Mutsu Patalainen will be celebrating a victory over Celtic.
You can see he's worked hard, Patalainen, on how to structure the side for this match. Made a number of changes, raised a few eyebrows in doing so, with Derek Riordan on the bench. So far, it's all working out.
Samaras. There was a scoring substitute here last season. And Celtic could do with him repeating that feat. Hartley. Hinkle. Lovens. It's loose and Rankin pounces on that. He's enjoying this game. Nish. Offside against Alan O'Brien. "25 lively minutes remaining at Easter Road. It's become a dramatic contest. Maloney. Tico gave it back to Maloney, but Rankin closed in on him. Now Van Zanten. Making fair progress. Fletcher. O'Brien's cross, cleared by McManus, but only to Tico. And Rankin spins away from Hartley. He's tried again! This time it's carefully collected by Boritz.
Well, he's a cheeky chap. There's Rankin. Thought he'd try his luck for a second time.
Hinkle. Hartley. Samaras. Kalambe's throw cleared the halfway line. Nish lost it though. Caldwell. Scott McDonald wanted a free kick as he became entangled in Rob Jones, who's about twice his size. It's one back though. Hinkle. Blocked by Murray. It's going to be a corner for Celtic.
Celtic desperate to keep the pressure on here.
Everyone jostling for position, trying to shake off their marker. Hartley it is who floats it in. Bamba made first contact, back by Brown from Maloney. Sean Maloney! And that is a terrific save from Makalambe because it looked like it was heading in.
Well, arrives at Maloney here, he sees the space out in front of him and he just goes into it and does it very early. I think it's more of a cross really. Did test Makalambe though.
Hartley tries again. Makalambe got a finger to it. Maloney back in. And it's booted away. It was Rankin who cleared it. Caldwell. McManus. The Lovens. Hibs camped inside their own half at the moment. Hinkle. Lovely touch from Brown. Away by Jones. Fletcher for O'Brien. And now Nish. Fletcher and O'Brien. A heavy touch was it? He skips past Boritz. And Rankin again! And it's in from Nish! And Hibs have a 2-0 lead against Celtic! And boy, have they risen to the occasion now!
What an absolutely blistering counter-attack. Excellent football, great work between the two strikers. Fletcher with a pinpoint pass. At that stage I'm thinking O'Brien just did too much with the ball. He does so well that it took it back in. John Rankin followed up. And he gets a little bit lucky because Nish is on hand just to get that final touch. Just there. It takes it past Boritz. But great counter-attack. Celtic committed so many players forward. It's 2-0 Hibs. And what a chance now to register a win against Celtic this season.
Well, Mixi Patelainen putting Colin Nish in from the start, ahead of Derek Ryden. And Nish was in the right place there just to get a faint touch as Rankin looked to score his second of the game. Ollie Nish also scored at Celtic Park in October. He's got one against Celtic again, and now it's a real test of character for the champions. They have another corner. Hartley delivers, quick reply needed. But it's away by Bamba. Hartley. Brown, Samaras! Saved by Makalambe.
Save Makalambe, chance Samaras. Definite chance. Good ball in, first time ball. He's got to try and get that down with some more power. We talked about it in the first half though, how Hibs were desperately trying for that counter-attack to make it work. Well, they really did on that occasion, getting the goal. So quick, incisive, great passing, plenty of bodies forward to support the strikers. Excellent counter-attack as McGeady is ready to come on.
Well, I remember a game here a couple of seasons ago where Celtic did come from 2-0 down to get a draw in a game that they were largely outplayed in. And they scored 2 late goals then. They have to do the same again here. But that's a loose one from Hartley for Maloney. And it will signal the arrival of Aidan McGeady, who's been out injured for the last 7 games.
Well, give Mixu Paatelainen his due. He takes Rardon and puts him on the bench. He says, well, Colin Nish came on last week and scored. And he did just enough there to get his name on the score sheet again.
Aidan McGeady has replaced Paul Hartley. Celtic have got to go for it now. But Hibs have a 2-goal cushion, and they will look to hang on to that cushion for as long as possible, because if Celtic were to get one back, it would be just like them to save the day. And Fletcher inadvertently releasing Maloney, who has switched to the right now. Look at the room that Hinkle's got here. They're allowing him to go, and McDonald near post. It's another corner.
Well, you're right, Ian. Look how deep Hibs are now sitting, but you can see that McDonald is offside there. The linesman gets his flag up as well.
Golden Striker frustrated by the flag that time, and frustrated by the scoreline. Back in his home city, not really enjoying it one bit.
Yeah, and a lack of real clear-cut chances made for Celtic as Hartley takes up a place on the bench. But it has been down to a solid Hibs side. We've talked about their home form, not managing to keep clean sheets. Well, he set out today with 2 central defenders in central midfield to try and shore it up. So far that has really worked, and they have managed on the break to be dangerous.
Well, Hibs are enjoying this, and Rangers, you suspect, are quite liking it too. Unless Celtic can recover, it'll just be a 4-point gap at the top between the Old Firm, and not the 7 that it was before yesterday's games.
Well, that's exactly it there. Caldwell's on the ball, he's got plenty of time, but he has to go wide. He has to pick a difficult ball wide as well, because Tico and Bamba have just sat right back in on top of Hogg and Jones, and it's making it so difficult to play their way through Hibs. Everything has to go wide, and Gordon Strachan trying to encourage his side and saying, look, just 1 goal and we're back in it.
Yes, 1 goal for Celtic and they would be very, very dangerous, and Hibs know as much. The next goal, absolutely crucial. It's certainly not beyond Celtic to score it. Wilson. Maloney. The goal. It's going to be another corner off Murray. Celtic do like a late show, and they need to produce one here. Maloney's corner, Samaras goes for it. It's another corner. I don't think the referee quite knew what it was, but his assistant helped him out. Maloney sends it in again. Makalambe forces it away. Wilson! It flashes wide from a man who hasn't scored for Celtic yet.
Certainly was worth a go. So much room for him. Too far away, but that's what Hibs have managed to force Celtic into doing now.
Samaras trying to fend off Rob Jones. Jones has actually got the throw off Samaras. Into the last quarter of an hour. And it's become a bit of a thriller at Easter Road. After a fairly tame opening 45 minutes. A clanger from Boritz got Hibs going. Samaras. Bamba putting himself about to good effect. Van Zanten. Tico wasn't really expecting it, but having said that, he's picked out Colin Nish. Rankin. And Hinkle has to deal with it. It's a throw. Murray goes longish. There's on a shove. Fletcher. He's managed to sneak it across. And Wilson managed to sneak it away from the incoming Rankin. Hibs were crying penalty there. We'll have a look at that in a moment because Celtic obviously in a hurry to go straight up the other end. Maloney. It's rather tame, it's rather wide. And was this a pen?
Well, the Hibs fans certainly thought so. Lovin's there. I'll tell you, I don't see too much wrong with that. I think Nish is looking for it.
Free kick against Nish. Colin Nish has said something to Craig Thompson. He'll make the decisions if you don't mind.
And has done today quite well.
Hinkle's free kick. Lovens. Dug out by Rob Jones. Celtic goal would really change the picture. Wilson. Over the top for Samaras, but it's surely heading out. It is. There should be some game at White Hart Lane next Saturday from 4. Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester United. And check out our new website at setanta.com for all the latest sports news, and you can watch videos galore. Setanta.com is the place to be. Wilson. Caldwell. Lovens. Nagidi, returning from injury. Stop-start season for him, one way or another. He's taking on Van Zanten, who stuck doggedly to his task. But it is another Celtic corner. The corner count rises fast. McGeady's corner. I think that came off Tico. There will be another corner. Sean Maloney's going to take this one. And Celtic into double figures as far as corners are concerned. The goal is needed. Maloney in. And the free kick's been given. Bamba is the man on the ground, I believe.
That's the one thing that both Bamba and Tico have done in this match. It's when they have got close to Celtic, when they've sat that little bit deeper, Celtic have come on to them, they have managed to get the tackles in and get close and be brave. It certainly worked for them.
Celtic's 12-match winning sequence in the SPL is under severe threat at Easter Road. It could be a case of unlucky 13th. Maloney. It's Hinkle on the overlap. Celtic goal now ensures a frantic finale, although it could be pretty frantic anyway as they search to get one back. McGeady. McGeady's strike always rising.
McGeady coming inside, lots of power. Pretty straight from Makalambe and certainly too high to trouble the goalkeeper. Just moving back slightly. McGeady.
Scored in a defeat here last season. There's going to be a yellow card here for Makalambe for time wasting. He certainly was taking his time. Alan O'Brien has been replaced. Lewis Stevenson is on for the closing stages to add a little more protection in that midfield area for Hibs. Caldwell has been joined in the book by Makalambe. McGeady. Strong challenge from Van Zanten. Confirmation of that yellow card for the big Belgian keeper. Will get some jip again from his fans. Hinkle. McManus. Wilson. Caldwell. Scott Brown. Hinkle has certainly seen plenty of the ball this afternoon. And it's going to be another corner for Celtic.
Well, we've seen plenty of the ball, but Celtic have just lacked that cutting pass, a way of getting through Hibs. And it has been difficult the way that Hibs have set up, but certainly should have at times been a bit more direct.
Maloney's corner, Samaras, Caldwell. Lewis Stevenson staying composed. Manus. Hibs have it back. Tico. Nish. Rankin. Manus able to glide it back to Boris. Celtic are running out of time. Oh, it's missed by Jones. We've had a swing at it. Failed to connect. Samaras. Cleared by Hogg. Caldwell. Celtic pounding away at Hibs' goal. Hinkle. Free kick for Stevenson.
Well, Gordon Strachan will know that a lot of today has been about final ball. Samaras there, after Jones' mistake, had a real chance. Saying that, he only had one player to aim at, and Scott McDonald.
Stephen Tico has put in a good shift for Hibs today, but he's going to be replaced for the last few minutes by Ross Chisholm, who started the last 4 games.
Yeah, Tico played very well. Worked so hard in there. Managed to break down Celtic, and also at times when he was in possession, a number of good passes.
Now Gary Caldwell is no bother here. He was already on a yellow card, and I thought for a moment might be another card coming out there. It's a free kick then for Hibs. Stevenson takes it. Bounder's header. Scott McDonald. Bit of a mismatch size-wise, but the free kick has gone to Hibs. Not long to go now, and Hibs on the verge of a memorable victory, and John Rankin. Might fancy this again, why not? Rankin does go for it again, but too close to goal that time, Vin.
I can't remember when Celtic created so few clear-cut chances in a match. But saying that, they have come up against a very stubborn, well-organised Hibs side today, who've been determined not to give too much away.
Hibs heading for their first home win since mid-September, heading for their first clean sheet of the season, and that was certainly a formidable challenge from Murray.
Well, that's what he's done the whole match. Ian Murray has played very well left back.
Forceful challenge, Hinkle on the receiving end. Hard but fair.
Well, for a team that normally come up with the answers, they just haven't managed it today. It's just one time too many, I think. All the possession in the first half, but couldn't make it count. And Hibs started well in the second.
Samaras. Samaras ended up on the ground, and more of the Celtic fans actually were crying penalty than the players. A forlorn shout, really. Celtic heading for only their second defeat in the SPL this season, the first one against Rangers, of course. And the only other team who stopped them winning were Dundee United. We've got a draw. A reprieve for Rangers, this. But Hibs won't be worrying too much about that. They will just be worrying about themselves.
We have worked very, very hard. Fletcher up front, dropping deep, helping his midfield out. Midfield central too, with the tackles, with the back solid.
Hinkle's cross, easy for Makalambe.
And also in goals, you have to say, Makalambe hasn't had too much to deal with, but he's looked solid enough, and that helps. It gives Hibs that much needed spine. You always need that if you're going to beat the Old Firm, either side of it. And today it's Celtic.
We're in the last minute of the 90, and the word from the touchline is that there's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Celtic have got to score twice to rescue this game, and although they have often been masters of a late goal or two, not usually in the same game.
Yeah, surely that's 2 goals too many for them today.
McGeady's onto this though, and between them Van Zanten and Jones were able to calm things down. It's a victory this that will give Hibs a real lift. It should be one of the teams challenging for third place. Samaras, McDonald. It's a free kick for Celtic, bordering the box, and we're into the 3 minutes of added on time.
You see they're a little bit clumsy from Jones and primarily Hogg. A good area to get it for Scott McDonald. Maybe just a little bit too close to goal for Maloney to get up and down. Should this one be more about power? We'll see.
Maloney focused, the Hibs wall edging back slowly, eating up a few seconds of stoppage time. Sean Maloney's effort is diverted away, and Hibs are nearly there. Maloney will go across and take the corner. Hibs, the cry around Easter Road. Maloney sends it in, and Nakalamba's having that, and Hibs are having 3 points. Thank you very much. Will do well to keep that in. He did, in fact. Even better, he's found Rankin. That's Maloney back there with him. And we've got just 1 minute of stoppage time left.
Yeah, they played well. Fletcher, Rankin.
McDonald. The Hibs fans know their home and dry now. You can never be too sure against Celtic, but it's going to be the first clean sheet here this season for Hibs. Celtic firing blanks for a change in the SPL. McGeady. And Hibs preserve that clean sheet. Looks like it. Craig Thompson's looking at his watch. It's a big, big win for Hibs this. Mixu's master plan worked a treat. Celtic's 12-match winning streak in the SPL came to an abrupt end. John Rankin tried his luck from the edge of the centre circle, and Artur Boruc dropped another clanger in what is turning into his worst season at Celtic. And Hibs needed a second. You do when you're playing Celtic, and Colin Nish provided it when he turned in Rankin's strike. Hibs may have struggled at home this season, but this might just get them going, might just get them challenging for a European place. John Rankin from way, way out. He gambled, and the gamble paid off as Artur Boruc flopped it again. Alan O'Brien burst into the box. Rankin looked set to score his second, but it was Colin Nish who provided the final touch to leave the champions shell-shocked here. It ends at Easter Road. Hibs 2, Celtic 0.
Sponsored by Bet365.
He's the #1 heavyweight in the world, and he's a wanted man.
The haymaker's coming for you, trust me.
But first, Klitschko defends his title against Hazim Rahman, the man who once KO'd Lennox Lewis. Will Rahman once again be heavyweight champ, or will Vladimir remain on his collision course with David Haye? Then it's the rematch of Holt Torres. Hold on to your seats, it's going to be a classic.
That was one of the most unbelievable things I have ever seen in boxing.
Klitschko Rahman Holt Torres, Saturday from 9 on Setanta Sports.
2 fragrances, 1 for him,
1 for her. CKN to you, Calvin Klein.
Now that the iPhone 3G is more affordable, it makes an even better gift.
There is only one place where you'll wish time would stand still. The Canary Islands. You deserve it.
Because sometimes you're all fingers and thumbs. Black & Decker created the Auto Wrench. It automatically adjusts with a push of a button. Tough enough for any job. The Auto Wrench from Black & Decker.
I live life to the full. I'll never allow myself to look tired. In life, on the job, so I take care of myself and of my skin.
New Men Expert Hydra Energetic Turbo Booster, our first non-greasy cooling moisturizing gel to fight the 5 signs of fatigue. New Turbo Booster from L'Oreal Men Expert, the perfect gift this Christmas.
You're worth it.
Yes, sir. So, would you mind stepping out of the car and doing a breath test?
Look, you had 2 pints, you're over the limit. That's a 12-month ban and a criminal record.
Hey, it's company policy. I've got to let you go.
I know there's only 20,000 on the clock, but that's my final offer.
That's just great, Max. No licence, no job. Now what?
So, what's it going to be?
Must-have gadgets. Now have a must-have battery to power them. Energizer.
Exactly what he thought of it. Here is the Celtic manager.
Gordon, all winning runs come to an end eventually, but how would you assess your team's performance today?
Well, a lot of them should be really proud with it. We got beat, but they did everything right. If you can come here and restrict Hibs to basically no chances, and then a speculative shot for 45 yards, then you've done a lot right. And I know what you're laughing at. So you've done a lot right there. We had loads of chances to finish them off. We could have had shots, but we wanted to walk the ball in the back of the net. And I felt comfortable. It's not often you feel comfortable here. I've said that before. But for about an hour, I felt comfortable, and I felt that just keep going, and we'll wear them down. But the goal allowed them to re-energise, and they used that, and they tackled and harried, and they scored a second goal from a breakaway.
And I think it's fair to say Celtic had the bulk of the possession throughout the match. It was a strange game in a way because Hibs, even though they were the home team, played most of the time on the counter-attack.
I don't think they could do anything about it. I think we forced them back that way. And the first half I kept looking down this way and watching the game. I thought, yeah, if we're on our game today and we get a couple of good chances, then we should win. If luck's with you. In the second half I started, I was looking up that way all the time. Then suddenly somebody shoots for 45 yards. I say, well, I was about to turn around to say to somebody, well, come on, that's what do you think we should do? And the next minute's in the back of the net. And that's life. I think the guy will hit, if he plays here another 10 years for Hibs and hits a ball like that, I'll not go in the back of the net. But that's life.
There's no question that that was the turning point. Artur Boruc has made a mistake here before last season. What can you say to him? Because clearly he's a very talented keeper, but they all have moments.
I think when you speak to players after the game, that you keep that in the dressing room. So we'll do that. And there was a lot of pats in the back for a lot of the players there, because I thought Gary Caldwell was just absolutely immense in midfield. I love to see how many touches he got the ball. Hartley did well. Scott McDonald played well. Wilson was excellent. Heinkel, he was never off the ball. Mick and Glenn weren't troubled at any time. So a lot of my players can get on the bus and say, hey, listen, I gave it a good go today.
That's only the third time this season in 17 league games that you've dropped points, so no reason to panic.
I've none, but everybody else will.
But you obviously your players are very experienced. They've had to come back from.
What you can do as a manager is ask them to go out there and compete and perform. We did that. Circumstances at one end, circumstances other say we don't win the day. We go close, we got blocks for them, plenty of corner kicks. We just couldn't finish it off the day, and they get a goal out of nothing. But they worked very hard, Hibs, and they can be pleased with their victory.
Celtic have been on tremendous run over the last 3 months. Is the challenge now to try and start another good run?
We've no option. We've no option. I can't ask them to try any harder than they did today. So it's somebody asked me if that's motivation. No, it's no, because we had to be motivated at game 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we're motivated today, as you've seen. But we just didn't have our technically good enough to finish the day. I mean, a lot of crossing positions, and they get a goal from nothing.
Thanks for your time, Gordon.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Stan.
Well, Gordon Strachan's assessment of the match is obviously much more important than what we say in here. That goes without saying. He'd be the first to say it, in fact. But Hibs were restricted to barely an effort on goal. According to him, Celtic had loads of chances to win the match. Do you agree with that?
I don't think they had loads of chances to win the match, no. I think on another day, Celtic don't play as well, and they may nick it.